So today's smartwatches just have the wrong form factor. If you think about it, the wrist is a terrible place to have a screen. It's a terrible place to try to collect vital signs and biodata. And it's just a bad set of compromises, quite frankly, to try to cram everything into something that fits on the wrist. Hi, welcome back to the channel, folks. Hope everybody is doing well out there exercising, although the weather might be crappy or cold, and that everybody is staying happy and healthy. So let's break it down and figure out what a better smartwatch is going to look like. And let's start with the data collection of vital stats and biodata. So as we said, the wrist is a bad place because it's sort of at the end of the long pendulum. And it swings. And when we swing our arms, the watch will invariably move a little bit and disrupt the data collection. And we know that because we always compare the heart rate data collected by smartwatches against the data collected by chest straps, because we know that the chest straps are more reliable because they don't swing around as much. And as we've mentioned before, the need to cram everything into something that fits on a wrist obviously limits the amount of space that's available for both sensors and batteries. So what's a better place? Well, the upper arm. It offers us a couple of advantages, quite frankly. We can put something slightly bigger there, almost the size of the footprint of a credit card if you want. And that enables us to put on more sensors and a little bit more battery power. And it's a big and, it doesn't move around as much, so it's not going to disrupt whatever we put there. And in fact, we can put a wider strap, and we could even have two straps to hold the thing in place. And it's out of the way. So much better place to collect data. So you may say, all right, Jan, but are you proposing that we now put sort of a screen up in your upper arm? How are you going to see that? No, I think that would be a horrible place to have a screen. So when I think about what's a good place to look at data, especially when I'm out exercising, the place that I want to see data is quite frankly in my field of vision, right in front of me. So that right off the bat suggests a pair of glasses, right? Such as, for instance, like the Engo glasses that I talked about in my glasses video, for those of you who saw it. And it just makes sense to show the data that we want to see when we're out exercising, whether it's heart rate or pace or power or even maybe directions that you want to see in the corner of the eye. Now, clearly we don't want to blur everything out because that just introduces the same problem all over again. But clearly that is superior to having looked down on your watch. It probably causes you to slow down and whatnot. And so, sensors on the upper arm, and at least when we're exercising, a pair of glasses and a pair of goggles even when we're swimming, that gives us the data in our field of vision. So that still leaves us with the issue of buttons. And as we know, a good smartwatch needs to have buttons. So you can start activities, so we can stop activities, and other things in between. So where would we put the buttons? Well, having talked bad things about the wrist, I'm going to make some amends because I actually think that the wrist is a very, very good place and probably the best place to have some buttons. So I'm good with that. We're going to have a small unit on the wrist, hopefully a stylish one, maybe even one looking like a watch. Yes, I know. And we're going to put the buttons there. And because we may not always have the glasses with us, I'm actually good putting another screen there. So that when we're not exercising, for instance, we may not have the sensor unit with us, we may not have the glasses with us, so we can still use the thing on the wrist for a screen and the buttons and maybe even a cellular radio so we can have a phone calls. I'm good with that. I just want to have the alternative of being able to see some of the data on another screen, and I completely and totally want to get rid of the sensors from the wrist, because as we've said, it's a terrible place to have it. So for those of you who think that it sounds weird, think about the fact that we already have chest straps, which quite frankly duplicate what's on the watch, but we duplicate it because we know that the chest strap is more reliable. We already have bike computers, we already have stride pods, we have power meters on bicycles. So in many ways, this is just an extension of it and a breakup of the single piece smartwatch concept to provide us with something better, more reliable, and something that can have additional capabilities, such as sensors for blood pressures and lactate and glucose and alcohol and other things that we might want to measure. And so hopefully that makes sense. It does to me, as you can hear, but now I want to hear from you. What do you think? Would you like to have a smartwatch that is broken up in these three pieces? A sensor on the upper arm, a pair of glasses, or maybe multiple pairs of glasses. You may want to have one for daylight, another one for running when it's sunny, a pair of swimming goggles or something like that, bicycle goggles, bike goggles. Would that improve your life and your experience? Let us know in the comments below. With that, folks, be well, have a good time, and we'll talk to you soon again. Take good care. Bye-bye.